It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. In this game, we'll see.
Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Looking at the last game for the New York Knicks, it was a win against the Memphis Grizzlies. And just a 2-point win there. They had to fight tooth and nail for it.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
Yeah, and they also controlled the pace of the game for most of the night. Outstanding effort in a hostile environment.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And New York, looking at who they've got. Robinson is out there with Domantas Sabonis. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. And so Ulis will bring it up for Baltimore. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
Well, it was too many empty possessions. I mean, they struggled to keep any kind of momentum going.
Chris, looking at the year so far, teams that made big changes in the offseason starting to develop now some chemistry.
Well, it takes some time, especially if the acquisitions are on the younger side. And this is where great coaching can make all the difference. This is where a great basketball culture in the locker room can make all the difference. It's all about, we say chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. What does that mean? It means trust. It takes time to build trust. It takes time to understand your players and what they like, where to get them the ball, what makes them better. And once you get to that point, it's a liberating feeling because now you feel like, okay, guys, we've gotten through the murky waters. Now we can have some fun. We know who we are. We have an identity. Let's go out and be us.
Now Leonard, after Isaiah Thomas missed from long range. Here's Robinson, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Robinson's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate. That's size winning out. I mean, he needed every single inch to haul in that rebound.
Here's Redick, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Redick's got his second bucket tonight.
Exceptional at shooting off the pass. Redick's rapid-fire release often comes in handy.
Here's Barea. Robinson with the block, and he recovers it. Mason against Bledsoe. There's 1:47 left to play in the first. Kicks it to Leonard. Buries it down low.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
Yeah, and it goes beyond the small lead that they built. They really captured the momentum.
Pass to Mason. Here is Barea, guarded by Bledsoe. Again, the miss by Baltimore. The Knicks leading by 7. 1:16 left in the first quarter of the game. Leonard against Thomas. And again, it's New York.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Baltimore has gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Timeout is called, first of the game for Baltimore. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
And looking back to last season, they won this season series as you'd expect.
And we'll see what or if anything has changed this year. Maybe it's still a matchup of the haves and have-nots. Or maybe the playing field's a little more even.
Barea surveying the floor. Outside Thomas. Drills it from outside. Thomas got himself on the board with 3 there.
And the textbook shooting form of Thomas. So exceptional and knocking it down from deep at a steady clip.
And that one, good.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Here is Mason. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Passes it to Barea. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Well, when you're at a size disadvantage, sometimes the mid-range is better than inside. You get a little more space. You don't allow the shot blocker to get up on you, and also you can use your handles and your quickness.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And here is Thomas. Takes a three. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's New York ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. The 5'9" Isaiah Thomas has made a career out of...
Ever since I was a little boy, I always...
Well, no question about it, Greg. Isaiah Thomas still plays with something to prove.
Definitely what drives him. I mean, hungry to show that he's a top player regardless of size.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast, and they better watch out.
Mason is out there with Ulis. Then there's J.J. Barea. Then it's Thomas. And it's Van Vliet in at the power forward. And for New York, Sabonis is out there with Robinson. Then there's Bledsoe. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Now here's Bledsoe. Just 5 to shoot. The 19-foot shot. And there's another one for the Knicks. Baltimore with the ball. It's a 14-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that'll be the 4th of this 5-game homestand. Thomas up top. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Van Vliet. And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
Well, he's not making any mistakes up there today. Another solid trip to the line for him.
Pass to Mason. Thomas passes to Mason. Chris, your team's battled Kobe Bryant many times. Name some of the players today who you think can compare mentally to the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans, guys you played.
Oh, wow. Well, Kobe says he's seen it in Kyrie Irving and the Greek Freak and a few others. I've seen it in Westbrook and how hard he plays, and KD. And I don't think Steph Curry's just this little nice, helpless guy out there on the court to shoot threes and turn around. He's one of those guys, too, that just wants to put that dagger into your heart with a deep three late in the game. So definitely Westbrook, KD, Curry, those guys come to mind for me.
Here's Ulis. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Bledsoe finds Redick. Now Leonard. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
And Baltimore calls time here. And Greg, one of the stories that had started developing since last season was the talk of Kawhi Leonard wanting out. Too many soured relationships, it seemed.
And he was eventually moved after requesting a trade. Pop and the Spurs tried just about everything they could to convince him to stay. Probably the most drama for a team known for not having any drama.
And that one, good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Mason kicks to Barea. There's the pass to Thomas. Again, the miss by Baltimore. New York with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Pass to Bledsoe. Leonard trying to break free. Tries again, and it's good on the way in. Leonard's got 16 points.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Thomas. Inside, Mason. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Now that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
Mason against Bledsoe. Outside Leonard. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Barea. And it's Baltimore on the break. Here's Mason. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It goes on Eric Bledsoe. For Baltimore, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And so it's Bledsoe with it, bringing it up for the New York Knicks. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Sabonis with the bucket.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Here's Thomas. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the... Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everyone. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 16 points and 1 rebound. Definitely no fluke for him, as he just turned in an outstanding game in their last outing, and now tonight, he's rolling again. Taking a look at the Knicks. And that wraps up the...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
They've got Ulis. He's out there with Mason. Isaiah Thomas out there with J.J. Barea, and it's Van Vliet in at the 4. That's the group for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. Now Bledsoe. For Isaiah Thomas missed from long range. And Leonard gets it to go.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Mason against Bledsoe. Now here's Barea. He's guarded closely.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Timeout.
And Baltimore calls time here. When you were playing on the road, obviously the fans would yell things and, try to get under your skin. C-Web, do you remember any instance when it really bothered you and took effect?
Maybe when I would go home and play for the Pistons, I'd see some fan in the green and white, and maybe Steve Smith, my partner, paid him to be there. But, the Michigan State fans, the go blue or that type of thing. Or in Ohio, it's very funny, in Ohio, if they want to boo, if they want to get the crowd pumped up, all they do is put a big Michigan M up there, and the crowd will go crazy and boo. So Ohio, usually my people in Ohio State and Cleveland, they always, had something to say. No, but it was more like, you suck, Ohio State is the best, Michigan State, you should have come here, that type of stuff. And you kind of look back, give a guy a wink, knock her down a jump shot, and put your fingers to your lips and just say, shh, you don't want to get me upset. Let sleeping dogs lie.
That's great.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Van Vliet kicks to Mason. Barea, the pass to Van Vliet. Lock at 6. Pass to Thomas. No good on the 3.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
Now here's Barea. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Bledsoe taking his time here, and Leonard gets it to go.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Van Vliet kicks to Barea. Mason against Bledsoe. From deep, Thomas. Good on the three-point shot. Thomas got his second bucket of the night.
And with his usual degree of difficulty, I mean, that's an easy one. Thomas able to just catch and release.
Outside Leonard. This one for three. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Mason the pass to Barea. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. Outside, Redick. Back to Bledsoe. Some nice passing by New York here. Outside, Redick. Sabonis kicks to Bledsoe. Over Ulis. Here's Robinson. Back to Sabonis. Leonard against Thomas. Goes up again. Count that bucket. That's 28 points for Leonard.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open and is too difficult of an adjustment to make.
Mason inside the line. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for New York. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Control the pace. Get it to the right guy at the right time. These requirements top the list if you're a good point guard.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. John Lewis out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Then it's Reed. And it's Brunson in at the 1 spot. No good from outside. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for Baltimore. Thomas, that's good. Thomas got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Baltimore.
And Thomas, excellent at getting points in the paint, despite the size disadvantage.
Caldwell-Pope on the wing. Here's Brunson. He's guarded by Thomas. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots. And he overshot that one, missing. Baltimore shooting just 28%. They are offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. Great open look there.
And you already see the great range, a calling card of Porter's, even back in high school. Shot 47% as a senior.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And Greg, with Michael Porter combining the length, athleticism, and scoring ability, he's a rare prospect.
I mean, in high school, he was the #1 prospect on a lot of people's lists. Had the back injury in his only year of college, but everyone knew what he could do when given the chance.
For Baltimore, J.J. Barea's checked in for Myers Leonard. Fred VanVleet comes in for Mike Scott, and it's Frank Mason in for Porter.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Baltimore with the ball, following the score by New York. Barea kicks to Mason. Not too long ago, C-Web, triple-doubles were widely celebrated. Now you see much more of them all over the league. What's been the change there, do you think?
I think the change has been the style of play and the removal of the big men. Being that there are no longer a slew of 7-footers in there rebounding. Guards can come in there and do some amazing things in rebounding. And I'm amazed with Westbrook coming in and rebounding over the 7-footers. You also have better spacing. And so if I'm a one-on-one player, I get past my guy. I can trust it that if I throw it to a wide open shooter now, because of the way that we've drawn the defenses in, there may be a few more open looks. And so I still respect it. I still respect the energy, the focus, the fact that you have to be all over the floor to do it. But, you know, besides the fact that there's longer threes taken, or besides the fact that there's more small lineups, I still think it's a feat to be respected, even though we're seeing an increase in them now.
They grab their own miss. Can't get it to fall. Baltimore has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for New York.
Great, generous ball movement tonight, a thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Leonard.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Now, Redick, after Isaiah Thomas missed from long range. Mason against Bledsoe. Lets the 3 fly, sinks the triple.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
Here's Van Vliet, now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And Thomas, here we go. The teardrop falls in.
One of the most elusive ball handlers in the league. Thomas lives in the lane.
The clock now can just run out for the Knicks. Bledsoe against Mason. Bledsoe with it. So no problem for New York as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean,
Now that steady calling me Mr. Fantastic.